democracy, or both? And fourth, Scott packed a lot into his little voice message to us. When Scott mentioned Washington State, he was talking about this.
Good afternoon, Washington State Republicans. Thank you all so much for coming here today. We are truly part of a historic convention, and I am so excited to be able to give you...
2 weeks ago, at the Washington State GOP 2024 convention in Spokane, delegates debated the usual: party platform, candidates, taxes, etc. And then one delegate walked up to the microphone and spoke out against democracy itself.
My name is Shannon Beto. I'm with Kitsap County. I do think we should repeal the 17th Amendment. Madison said, democracies are as short in their lives as they are violent in their deaths. We do not want to be a democracy. The more and the more diverse ways that power is divided, the more secure are our liberties. Originally, congressmen were elected by a direct democracy. Senators were elected by their state legislatures, and presidents are elected by the Electoral College. We are devolving into a democracy because now congressmen and senators are elected by the same pool, a direct democracy. And with the national popular vote coming, we're going to be electing our president by a direct democracy too. Bad idea. Thank you.
So once again, that was Shannon Beto with the Kitsap County GOP in Washington State. She was talking about the 17th Amendment to the Constitution, ratified in 1913, which gives the people the right to elect their U.S. senators directly rather than legislatures picking senators. Now, the Washington State GOP also considered another resolution calling on Republicans to stop using the word democracy altogether, saying, quote, "Our nation is intended to be a republic, not a democracy," end quote. And that the Republican Party should, quote, "oppose legislation which makes our nation more democratic." And
Okay, all in favor of passing the resolution signify by raising our hand. Opposed, raise your hand. Motion carries.
So, the Washington State GOP is just the latest state party to express some doubts about what we conventionally consider democracy. At the Indiana Republican State Convention back in 2022, delegates voted to strip the word democracy from the party's platform altogether, replacing it with republic. Then, there's also Dan Cox, who ran as the Republican gubernatorial candidate in Maryland's 2022 race.
As governor, I can't change law. That's the legislature. That's the beautiful thing about our constitutional republic.
And here's Fox's Sean Hannity ahead of the 2018 midterms.
Our rights and future as a constitutional republic are at stake.
Perhaps the most eloquent advocate of seeing the U.S. as a constitutional republic and not a democracy is Utah Senator Mike Lee. He's written extensively and often about this, and back in 2022 he published an op-ed titled, "Of Course We're Not a Democracy." He's also tweeted similarly many times. That position is also held by the current Speaker of the House of Representatives. Here's Mike Johnson talking about the American system of government in an interview during his first congressional race back in 2016.
So we set up this system called a constitutional republic. You know, we don't live in a democracy, because a democracy is two wolves and a lamb deciding what's for dinner, okay? It's not just majority rule, it's a constitutional republic. And the founders set that up because they followed the biblical admonition on what a civil society is supposed to look like.
Speaker Mike Johnson, back in 2016. So, okay, today we're going to do it. We're going to take this head on. What is the difference between a democracy and a constitutional republic? And which one is the United States? And shocker, if we're both, why does this distinction matter to some people more and more each year? So today we're going to start off with Akil Reed Amar. He's the Sterling Professor of Law and Political Science at Yale University, one of the nation's foremost constitutional law scholars, and author most recently of The Words That Made Us.